Well, Jamie, there have been weeks of delays and plenty of political wranglings, but essentially Ursula von der Leyen has got her team in place for the next 5 years. The Commission can begin its work in earnest starting from next week. She has described this as a good day for Europe, but essentially the vote was the smallest margin ever in the EU's history. 370 voting in favour of this new College of Commissioners, 282 against, 36 abstaining, which just shows how fractious the European political landscape is. We need to cast our minds back to June and the European elections to really get a sense of why it is so fractious. We saw the EPP, Ursula von der Leyen's centre-right party, grow in stature, remaining the kingmakers here in Brussels and throughout the European Union. But her traditional centrist allies, Renew and SD, the Socialists and Democrats, have gotten weaker. We've seen a rise in more right-leaning groups as well, and we've seen that very much play out in why this was such a fractious debate and why there's so much unease with this new look commission. As far as the left and centrists are concerned, they're unhappy, especially with the picks from Italy and Hungary and their choices to be in the next commission. As far as the right is concerned, well, we've heard from the head of the Patriots for Europe party that say this is essentially a continuation of the centrist coalition that ruled for the last 5 years. They said that in June there was a call from the electorate across Europe for a move to the right, and says that with this commission, essentially the wishes of the people are not being seen through.
What do you think her team's priority will be?
Well, one key message we've heard from von der Leyen speaking to parliamentarians and the press is that of unity. She says that we need to invest in prosperity and in security. Of course, with the fact that a war is raging on Europe's doorstep and the prospect of a more isolationist president when Donald Trump becomes the US Commander-in-Chief come January. So that is a huge focus and will really shape the EU for most of the next 5 years of this legislative session as far as the EU is concerned. The other issue that you rightly mentioned, Jamie, is that of competitiveness. This will be absolutely central, considering the fact that much of Europe's economies really have been spluttering. Some describe it as Europe is walking while the US is running, for example. That is why Ursula von der Leyen says some of those priorities will be innovation, decarbonisation and security. She says that her team can now get to work.